Ah, let's go to the psalm because it's a wonderful psalm. First of all, first he gets the melody because it says Mizmor LeDavid. It's like a tune in his head that goes around.
The Lord is my shepherd, I have all I need.
And he is saying, the Lord is my shepherd, okay? So then he makes himself already like into what is it like to be a sheep? Most of the people say, the Lord is my shepherd, I'm attending a funeral. you know? But I shall not want means I won't experience any lack. Lo echsar, nothing will be missing. There's nothing missing. But Roi, my shepherd, also is related to a word for Ray, my pal, my friend. Very few people, when they always think of God in a tight-assed way. But when you're driving a car and you're talking to God at that point, my buddy, El Melech Ne'eman, I love to say that, God, you're my prince, you're my buddy, Ne'eman, my Chaver Ne'eman, my friend that I can trust, okay? And he makes me sprawl on green pastures. It doesn't mean nothing, it's nothing to lie down. Yarbitseni, I'm going flat on the ground, like this. I'm a sheep, remember? Okay. He leads me to the quiet water of quietness, but quiet water.
Beside the still waters she will lead.
He leads me in the circuitous paths of righteousness. If I'm going to be right, you can't be right. That's how it goes. But in the circuitous paths, it could be you be right, I be right. And the word tzedek means like a scale. And it says in the Bible, tzedek, tzedek tirdov, righteousness, righteousness shall you pursue. Remember that sentence? Mm-hmm. And it means, so once a guy says to me, he did some work for me, and he said, so how much am I going to charge you? After all, you're my friend. I said, listen, tzedek, tzedek, it should be righteous for you, it should be righteous for me. It's okay. For the sake of his name. Meaning that God gets a good reputation when both of them are right, when it's a win-win, okay? Mm-hmm. Even though I walk through the valley, it doesn't say shadow of death. That comes from the valley of dark shadow.
Even though I walk through a dark and dreary land.
Imagine, here's David. He has just had a tough time with Saul and with the king of the Philistines. He's sneaking back to his people, but he has to go through the corner of the ravine. He doesn't know who's going to wait for him.
There is nothing that can shake me. She has said she won't forsake me. I'm in her hand.
Remember the Western thing, the guy puts his hat on a stick, he goes, right?
Yes, I do.
And so he says, even though it's dark and so on, so I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, Mom.
And also I'm a pretty smart cowboy.
That's right.
It's
right.
a little combination in your imagery, which I like.
Right. So he goes, it's in the dark, and he goes through. Your rod and your staff. The Hebrew says, Hema Yanachmuni. So I didn't quite understand it until I got to the Vulgate, the Latin translation, where it says, Virga tua et baculus tuus, ipso meum comfortant sint. They equally give me comfort. So the rod gives me a whack, The staff is like a crutch, I support me. How could they both give me comfort? Mm-hmm. Because if I do something wrong and you whip me for that, I'm glad you're home. Mm-hmm. So it's this kid, he has just broken the cookie jar. Mama said, don't go into the cookie jar, and fell down, broken to pieces. He can't make it unhappen. And he's crying, doesn't know what to do. and now misses his parents, and she slaps him. And he says, I'm so glad you're home. Okay, that's the rod. Then there's the staff that helps me get from one place to another. And equally, I get comfort from them. Thou preparest the table before me in the presence of my enemies. This is a funny thing. It's not na 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 na, you know. But what we have been doing with that is in eldering, when we do spiritual eldering, we invite the people, the SOBs who did us wrong. And then imagine
who do us wrong.
Yeah, in an imaginary banquet. This guy, you know, who did me in the thing, because of that, look what I gained. So there's all kinds of people who gave you trouble, that if you can call them in and say, hey, thank you. Or if you would say, the Dalai Lama keeps saying, you difficult teacher, thank you, right? So you have anointed my head with oil. Doesn't mean that, you know, but when the hair is dry and you know, and everything about oil on the head has something to do with messiahship, you know, the word anointing. So that's fine.
And the combining of the anointing head and the cup runneth over? Is there
The cup never runs over. That's King James' mistake.
Oh, well then let's stay with King James.
No, you know.
So nice. I like the cup.
But the cup doesn't run over. The cup is satisfying. It's quenching. You know, kosi revaya. Revaya means I no longer thirst. Having had to drink from this cup, I am not thirsty anymore.
Yes. Yes.
And then it says, if I have to have a paranoia that will persecute me all the days of my life, the Hebrew word is run after me, chase after me. Only goodness and mercy shall dwell, shall follow me all the days of my life. So if I get paranoid, remember it's goodness and mercy coming behind that. And I shall dwell in the house of the Lord for all the days of my life, which is, where else am I dwelling?
Right.
That's how I see the song.
As it was in the beginning, is now.